Hey Virgo, Happy New Year! I'm Lucy Ravenstone and welcome to my channel. So guys, I'm going to be reading tarot for today for your January 2022 reading. New year, new beginnings and all that. Let's see what's in store for you. Interesting. Woo. Just had one fly out. And all of the cards are misbehaving for you now because they're falling out. So you're the quickest one to deal for because your cards are just flying out. That could be good, that could be bad. It means that guidance is coming for you. It wants to jump out and tell you what's happening. It's going to turn up. They're just falling everywhere. Where's that one gone? Okay. Let's do this. I am absolutely boiling. I'm sweating so bad it's like heat wavy right now. I'm still in December, but this is January the 1st for you guys. I'm recording early to try and beat the Christmas rush. And hopefully I'm enjoying my holidays right now. Okay, so first off we had Three of Pentacles. So this is really good. It's all about abundance. I kind of feel like you're going to be working with somebody. This could be a new project. This could be a personal project as well. I kind of feel like two minds coming together to create something amazing. This could be something you've been working on for some time, Virgo, and it's actually starting to take shape, and you're going to see the results this month. At least see it, you know, coming out into shape, coming out into reality, seeing it in work, seeing it in motion. It could be that it's actually just beginning now and you're starting to see it coming together. But it definitely feels good and definitely feels like you should be working with somebody here. You should be collaborating for sure. The next card is the Star. It is reversed, and I kind of feel like this is allowing yourself to vision and dream. I feel like this is you've done the work to start seeing this coming into fruition now. And this is you allowing yourself to dream bigger. What do you want? How can you take the steps towards that now? I'm really drawn to her fingers. And her fingers, she has colours coming out of them. And this is what I'm seeing. I feel like this is you now putting your personal spark into your life, putting your personal spark into your projects even. Whatever it is that you have in mind, it's you bringing you into it. I feel like wish, dream, and bring that into reality. I feel like that's what this card is representing for you. It's you being the star and shining right now. It's choosing January to start choosing you, to help you to shine, instead of just blending in and being that cog in the works. I feel like this is now your time to start being the main focus in your areas. I kind of get coming through as well for some of you. This could mean to be the main focus in your life for yourself. It could be that you haven't been the main focus and now it's time to do that for yourself, because that kind of popped in with that card just then as I was about to move on. I am going to pull a couple of my other cards with these to give you a bit more clarity on them. After that, we're moving on to the Seven of Wands. I kind of feel like you feel, in this choosing you card, I feel like what comes with that is you're feeling very, as though this attention is on you, like you're feeling like a sore thumb, as though like everybody's looking at you even though they're not. If that makes sense, because I don't really fully understand how that's coming through myself, but that's how it feels. I'm saying it in case this, ticks boxes for you as I'm saying it, because I feel like this is very much like you feeling like you're in the corner, but everybody is getting at you. So this could be a little bit of energy for you to work on yourself, because I don't feel like this is the truth, that this is like what is. But this is how you're feeling for me. This is very much a very feeling kind of vibe I'm getting with it. Like I feel like you feel victimized maybe, or you feel that you are a victim. I'm not 100% sure on that. And again, this will differ per Virgo, obviously. Whoever's watching this, I'm hoping it makes sense to you. Just trying to see what else I can get with this card. I do feel like there's something in the way. There's something blocking you. And this could be stopping you from actually making the movement and actually choosing you. And so keep that in mind. So I feel like with that star, this is now your time to start choosing you and start focusing, but there's something in the way and the reason why you're not. And I feel like you're allowing your focus to be that instead of where it needs to be. It's kind of like a shift in focus. I'm just going to pull some cards again. So along with the star, trust your intuition and also use your imagination and you'll see the answer. So trust in yourself and trust in what you feel is right as well with that vibe, with the choosing you. So with that victimizing feeling, this is your life's purpose and sense of humor. So with you feeling like maybe daggers are coming at you or you are feeling like you are being made to be the bad guy, I want you to look at things from another perspective. That's that sense of humor card. It's looking at it a little bit more lightheartedly. And actually this is very important for you. It's reversed how it's come out. Sorry about that, Virgo. My kids were banging and I thought it was the front door. It's like 8 o'clock at night, so I was like, what's going on? Anyway, so yeah, as I was saying, so look at things from another perspective because I feel like that's what is needed here. With that sense of humor card, it very much is look at things from a kind of a more lighter hearted way, because if you are very stuck and very stubborn and very one-track minded, that can stop you seeing the bigger picture of what it actually is. And I kind of feel like this makes us fool ourselves into thinking that we are right, everybody else is wrong, and that keeps us in this kind of negative light, just for ourselves more than anything. And what you're being guided to is, look at it from a lighter perspective. I definitely feel like this is blocking you from choosing you and from choosing what you want, because there's like this really stubbornness here. This is your light purpose. Now, this card comes up for you when I do readings for you, Virgo. And this is the trauma one where I say, this feels like you're very much owning your trauma and you're holding it and cuddling it close. It's your life purpose is learning to let go of that. So everything you're going through now, what is causing you to feel victimized, what's putting you in that corner and feel like everything's coming at you, is what you're supposed to be learning from and growing with. I kind of get this same sense of like, this is supposed to be happening to you. And as heavy as it feels, like there's learning here, but holding on to that and not letting go and being stubborn, you're not going to grow and you're not going to be able to reap the abundance that you're craving, sort of thing. That's the feel I get with that. Okay, because the next card is the Hangman, but he's reversed. So I feel like, again, you're feeling stuck. Instead of just being carefree and feeling like, I'm just hanging here, you're like, I'm trapped here. I can't move from here. And I feel like this is very self-imposed. The Hangman is self-imposed. He's got himself in this predicament, and he's kind of just hanging there. So upright, I would be like, you can get out of this, but I feel like you're keeping yourself stuck in it, and it is self-imposed. Like, I feel like there's a way forward. And that is really awesome that the next card that's with it is the Chariot. And there are options, there are way forwards. And you're being guided, to take next step. And actually the Chariot's really, really a good card. And I really feel like this comes at a crossroad. You have options and ways to go. And this is your time to be able to start choosing you and start choosing what's in alignment with what you want. And just creating that way for yourself. And it's a really exciting card, the Chariot, actually. I really feel like this is kind of like, in a way, it's like the Fool card, because we're just jumping in and we're choosing to take the leap to move. It's a movement card and we're getting movement going. But unlike the Fool, she has direction. She's not naive. She's not just jumping in. She's going to take a calculated move forward, but she's taken a risk enough to actually risk adventure, do what she wants to do, and make it happen. We have Ace of Wands. I feel like what you want is ahead of you. It all comes with that spark. This is your spark of passion that's going to help you move forward, but it means that you are going to have to figure out what that spark is. That's how I feel like this vibe is going for you, Virgo. It's like it's you actually consciously taking a step forward and choosing to create your abundance. Now, with this Ace of Wands, I get that she is the master and the creator. I feel like with this smoke, it's about using your imagination. To be honest, I feel like the card that would go with this, I'll pick for the Chariot first. Yeah, the Hangman. So this card goes with the Hangman. So this is the stuck energy, romance angel. So this could be very much a on your romantic side. I feel like this could be a love situation. It could be in regards to love, a relationship, could be your relationship with family or friends. But basically, you are in this self-imposed scenario that you have the ability to move forward. The Chariot, admit the truth and act accordingly. So yeah, this is you taking these steps forward. The Chariot, again, there's choices, there's moving forward. You just need to admit the steps and take that step, take that leap. And it's about facing the truths and working with what is there in front of you in order to move forward. And I feel like this is going to be what January is for you. It's taking that time to figure out the moves that you need to make. And I feel like there's a lot of epiphanies coming on here, a lot of self-realizations for you. So with the Ace of Wands, keep your eyes on your intended target. So again, this is the spark. I feel like you need to see what you want and go for it. Like, you can have what you want. You are able to get those bloody rainbow fingers working to create the destiny that you desire. Like, I definitely feel like this is in it for you. You've got this working with another person to create something. You are a creator. You do it every day in your life. But the thing is, I feel like this is not in alignment with your underlining desires, and that's kind of like what this is guiding you towards. It's moving you towards actually now on what you desire, and choosing yourself. So we have the King of Wands. Again, he is strategic. He is very clever in going for what he wants. He knows what he wants, and he knows that he needs to plan for this. I definitely feel like this is a tactic for you to take, is for you to figure out what it is and work out the logistics of it for yourself. This is what January is for you, is making it happen. Seven of Swords reversed. Now this came up for another reading I did as well today. So for you guys, I feel like you need to let go of any secrecy. You need to be a little bit more open. I feel like you're too used to being closed off, too used to not allowing others in, and that's what's holding you back. This comes after the strategic. I feel like this is a strategy for you to take, is to allow you to let your walls down, allow yourself to be vulnerable, and allow yourself to see really what being closed off and that is doing for you in regards to getting to where you need to be. Again, this card came up again for the same reading as well. It's quite interesting. Ace of Swords. So Ace of Swords, this to me is about being a master of our thoughts. It's about, like to me, it gives me this really empowered feeling of us being in control of our thoughts, being in control of what we want and knowing what we want, and being like, you know what? I'm ready for it. Let's go. Let's do this. You're ready for battle. You're ready to take on the world to get what you want to do. And that's what I feel here. It's the spark. It's that mental spark. I feel like that's what you need when you get into the mindset of being ready to move forward, is when things are going to fall into place for you, Virgo. That's definitely a feel I have here for you. So with that King of Wands, about being strategic, getting things going, ask for help. So realize you're not alone. And call upon your divine guidance. With that Seven of Swords, again, you've created this situation, you have the power to change it. So, like I was saying with that Seven of Swords about being closed off, you've created this. You have built up your wall so big that it has made it, this scenario, be how it is for you. So realize that you can easily change this for yourself. And I know, like, when I say it's easily done, it isn't. It's a struggle, because we all have our battles and struggles. But what I am saying is, like, that it is within your control. You have the power to do this. And that's what January feels really, really powerful for you, Virgo. I swear, this is like a turning point. Total turning point. So again, with that Ace of Swords, be gentle with yourself. This is very mental. I feel like you getting in that headspace to be ready. And I feel like that's what this journey is for you, is you really acknowledging, like, now, it needs to be now. After, you know, all of these kind of thing. I feel like this is just coming to the surface now that you realize that you need to do this. I feel like something is going to trigger this as well. Something's going to trigger for you. So keep an eye out for that, Virgo. Because that's coming up. It's kind of like triggering you into a movement, into a realization, into something. We have Knight of Wands. So again, we have a lot of wands here for you. And this wands is passion, it's drive, So this is really good because I feel like it might actually be something bubbling on beneath the surface. And I feel like I've said this again for another reading I've done today. I've only done the 3 earth signs. So for one of the other signs, I'm having a very similar read to you, either Taurus or Capricorn. And yeah, the Knight of, you've got Wands, so you've got a lot of fire here. So again, this could be that you are, like, with that fire element, as I'm saying it, I feel like this could be an aggressive time for you, just mentally. I feel like this could be a very, like, you're angry. I feel like you're ready. It's like facing things that we haven't allowed ourselves to face until now. So anger coming to the surface. So I feel like that's something to be mindful of. When we are feeling anger, it can spark us to do something that we may regret. So I kind of feel like that needs to be said here for you, Virgo. So keep that in mind. But again, Knight of Wands, I feel like he is getting ready to face that. This to me feels like he's not jumping into it. He's taking his time. We have these strategy cards. And we have all this strategy, and I do feel like that's the guidance here as well, is to take that time. But I feel like that's the headspace you're in. But things are coming to the surface. I feel like this anger is going to be something that bubbles and rises in you that might get you to face things that you've been suppressing for some time. So that is actually a really positive thing to do, despite it feeling heavy and negative as it's happening. But I kind of feel like, for me, I know that when I'm dealing with big emotions, allowing myself to actually let it out, allow myself to, like, get angry at myself, allow myself to cry, allow myself to hate everybody, allow myself to just go through that big negative outlet just like in one go, where I watch a movie and I cry and I eat junk, and go through all that process, as really dramatic as that sounds. I am a Taurus, so I am prone to being dramatic. Like, that allows me to get to where I need to then to figure out what's going on with me. Like, I realize, like, okay, something's going on with me now. What is it? How can I deal with this? And that happens to me, like, quite quickly once I've bottled it all up and it all pops. It happens a quite quick process. So hopefully that's what's going to happen with you, because I definitely feel like there's a spark of movement and action and fire and passion here, and that's drive, that's movement. 3 of Wands in reverse. So you have, again, another Wands. You're all about Wands. We have a lot of action, a lot of movement. Like, I keep saying movement, but that's why I feel like this is what you've been waiting for. Okay, so with this 3 of Wands, let's see what's in store. See, I'm not getting a lot from this 3 of Wands, so I'm going to pull a card with it, because it doesn't feel in alignment with what I'm thinking. So with that Knight of Wands, we have this situation is already resolved. So again, I feel like you going and taking things easy, that you need to know that things will be okay and things are resolved. Things are not as bad as they seem, and I think that's kind of where the cool down is coming in with that card, the feeling I have with it. I think that's probably what I'm getting with this 3 of Wands and why it's, like, confusing me a little bit. So yeah, believe and trust. So this feels to me like after we've had this big blowout, because this feels like a story for me. I guess that's kind of what a tarot layout is anyway, but it's a very big story. I feel like you're going through this transition and you got angry and you're releasing, you've got this strategy, and I feel like it's going to be an up and down roller coaster kind of few weeks sort of thing. But then you come into this patience and this kind of a new light is how it feels to me, because I feel like that anger that's in the distance, you're able to observe it now and you're able to turn it into something and realize that, you know, that's passing, that how you can now work with that moving forward. And because this 3 of Wands, the energy I was feeling from it was very much like a cool down kind of using, I don't know how, it's like using something to simmer and heal something. I don't know if that makes sense to you. That's how it feels to me. Anyway, so the card that I pulled with that was Believe and Trust. So this is trusting into your intuition and trusting. And I feel like that's the space you're going to get into, is realizing that you can trust in, and I was going to say yourself because that's what this card means, but I actually think you can trust in the situation, you can trust in somebody, you can trust, there's trust there that you can feel, and I feel like that is something you begin to acknowledge and gaining trust as well, or building trust. Like all of these different words around trust are coming to me. So apply that, Virgo, where you need to, because obviously this is an all-rounder reading for Virgos. So some of you will, certain words of those will apply more to you and take what resonates. Finally, the card which comes with like the future aspect is how I read this, so whatever pulls out and jumps out is our future. So you have Two of Swords. So I feel like you're ready to take risks, but these risks are it's kind of like you trusting a feeling and taking a risk, and it pays off. Like I feel like it's a good risk to take, and that it will get you to where you want to go. It's kind of like seeing your goal in the distance here, because this is the vibe. I don't feel like this is an end goal. This is literally seeing, like, if you trust in your instincts and you go with your feelings, that you will get to where you need to go. This is very much a feelings, and there is wisdom by your side. There is guidance along the way, but you will get to where you go as long as you keep honoring your feelings and going with your gut. So I hope that makes sense. I will just pull a next card to go along with that. Explore your options. So trusting in your feelings, explore your options. With this card, I'm always drawn to this white horse, this unicorn, Pegasus, and I feel like that is you know, getting on her and exploring your options. And I feel like this is actually a card to say, it's okay to explore. Well, I hope that makes sense. But with this, trust in your feelings, explore your options, it's okay to explore. Your goal is in sight. You do not need, like, the thing is, with this Two of Swords as well, she's partially she is blindfolded, but she is trusting, and she's throwing, and she's hitting bullseye, because she's trusting in herself. She's trusting in her gut feeling, in her intuition, that she's going to hit the target. And this is what this is. It's trusting that you will achieve what you put out to. You will achieve what you put out there you put out to achieve. But you have to take risks, and sometimes that means jumping in blindly. Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. That you may not see the future, you may not see the goal in sight, because I feel like Virgo, as earth signs, we like solidarity, we like security, and we like to know before we go for something that it is a definite. But this is saying that you don't need to see that definite. Take a risk, and jump in, because you can't live life only knowing, you know what I mean? You're going to live a very boring life if you only go with solids. This is about taking a safe risk, and choosing to take that risk for yourself. So I hope that makes sense. I feel like I babbled on with that card because it come through really weirdly. So I hope that makes sense to you. If it doesn't, comment below and I'll try and clarify for you, and help you out. But hopefully, as you're rewatching this, that it actually makes more sense than me talking to myself. So before I finish this reading, I'm also going to pull a past life card. So our past life cards, basically, these cards will bring up what we're holding on to right now from past lives and different lives that we live through. We bring through learnings into this life. Sometimes we have some ties, some baggage, and that we need to kind of shake off and learn from in this lifetime. And basically, these cards will shed some light on that. I figured being January, it's good to set our resolution with shaking off this kind of residue. And actually, this one's shouting out to you underneath. Monk or nun? Interesting. So actually, as I saw this card, what instantly popped into my brain, so this is the instant divine guidance, is that don't live like a monk or nun. It's like you are not living that life now. And this card actually comes to say that you've had a life in kind of celibacy. You lived a life of service for your God, for your faith, whatever it was within those lifetimes. Obviously, different religions and faiths throughout the world have shown, being the religion of that era, kind of thing, whatever. So it could be any, depending on where we were in that past life. But what I'm saying is that you were a service to God, and you probably were celibate. You lived everything for your religion. You lived as a monk or nun. So the kind of karma that comes with this is realizing that now we are not living in those vows, and you can let go of that. Sometimes this takes an active acknowledgement that you release any ties. Sometimes if we are going through spiritual awakenings and we realize we're not in alignment with the religion we thought we were, or we start exploring religions, or we realize that we believe in all religions, or whatever it is, and there's questions. Like, sometimes that this card can be what's holding you back, is because you still have a tie to whatever faith you took vows for. Because a vow is a powerful thing. And that can sometimes stick with us. So sometimes just acknowledging and allowing yourself to release that. So take a moment to say, I release your vows, say it personally, add the personal funk to it. Just acknowledging that you're releasing that vow. Secondly, it's making sure that you are living to your truth, and you're not living through somebody else. You're not living through a different faith. You're not living for any particular purpose other than that is in alignment with you. So if you fully are in alignment with your faith, like, this doesn't apply, but perhaps this is a soul searching moment for you. But if not, if you are going through something that is not in alignment with your faith, this is saying to allow yourself to live freely, and this could be potentially what is blocking you. So that's an avenue for you to explore. So thank you very much, Virgo. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe in order to see future guidance. Thank you very much for being here, and good night.